now you're in 2024. The truth is that there are many people that already have their application in the system for 2024 that applied at the end of last year. Even between January 1st and January 22nd, many people are putting their applications for May or for September. So you have to be strategic and plan ahead, knowing that, okay, now schools will begin to watch how many students they have in the system already for May and for September. But if you have something going already, it just means that if you're working on your plans 1 hour a day, you need to increase it to like 5 hours a day. Just make sure that you get done what you need to do. And yeah, so basically that is what it is.
So I invited Angela, who is a licensed immigration consultant in Canada, and it's the middle of the day, so we're just going to go straight to the point. Hi, Angela.
Hi, Zina.
You guys, you know that we don't waste time here, right? Because you had a lot of questions, so let's just get down to it. Again, if you have questions, put your questions in the question mark. Angela is a licensed immigration consultant in Canada. A licensed immigration consultant is somebody that can represent you on your visa application. So Angela, please tell us what is it with this breaking news and what do we need to know? Who does it affect? So let's just go quickly so that we can take their questions.
So hi everybody. So today the immigration minister announced that the cap for international students for 2024 actually and 2025 would be reduced to 360,000 students. So the 360,000 students is for the whole world. So students from India, from China, from Nigeria, from Ghana, from every country. So the implication of this is that those 360,000 students will be split among the 10 provinces. So that means that every province would only get about 36,000 students, right? That's what it means. Then a province that has like 10 schools, for example. So how are they going to manage these things? So what would happen is that every school would have a cap. So it even affects your admission, because when you apply to a school and that school has reached its cap, they can't give you admission anymore. So you can't even get admission and defer to the next year because they don't know what would happen or if that would even be a possibility. It affects your admission. It affects your visa as well, because if a school reaches the cap, so immigration now, right now, let's even say for 2024, you have people that submitted application for either January, May, or September in December of last year. So if you don't have your application in, or even if you have your application in, there are two things that might happen. They would either move your application to the following year, or they'll just deny your visa application and you'd have to apply next year. Also, when people that want to apply and come with their families at the same time, you want to come with your spouse, you want to come with your children, from September 1st, if you're not doing a master's degree or if you're not doing a PhD, you can't even apply for a spousal open work permit at all. That means you can't come with your spouse. And remember, this is not only for 2024, it's for 2024 and 2025. And when you read the news, it says January 22nd, but it also says March 31st. Actually, the implementation is immediate, like as at right now. So it's
yeah, crazy.
Oh my God, like it's not funny, but we're laughing because it's so amazing how things could just change like that with
so fast.
With immigration. As you would always say, Zeno, when you have the chance, just go in at the point you have the chance. So you might even get a scholarship, and the best thing to do is to be strategic. So now you're in 2024. The truth is that there are many people that already have their application in the system for 2024 that applied at the end of last year. Even between January 1st and January 22nd, many people are putting their applications for May or for September. So you have to be strategic and plan ahead, knowing that, okay, now schools will begin to watch how many students they have in the system already for May and for September. And they'll begin to put the caps in place that, okay, we can't go past. And remember, if a province has 36,000 students, for example, let's use the province of Ontario. Ontario has over 50 schools. Now divide 36,000 students by 50.
Yeah.
These are not 36,000 Nigerian students.
Students, general.
36,000 Ghanaians, Chinese,
Global.
and in all the countries of the world. So it's, yeah,
it's really small. Yeah.
it's really tight. It's really tight. So in your plans, and at this point also, maybe people will begin to explore other routes where they can use in coming into Canada, maybe the permanent residency route, the provincial nomination, the startup visa. Of course, there are different ways, but if you have something going already, it just means that if you're working on your plans 1 hour a day, you need to increase it to like 5 hours a day. Just make sure that you get done what you need to do. And yeah, so basically that is what it is. I know that there are questions here and there.
Yeah.
For those that are already in the country, will this new policy impact them? The answer is yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So if you're saying you already started school in January and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to wait until September when I finish my first year to have my spouse join me. No, at this point, just get your application in. So now they would see like an influx of spousal open work permit.
Take action now.
Just in the past like 1 hour that this news came out, I've had like 7 people contact me that, Angela, can I submit my spousal open work permit? I'm like, hey, just hold on, don't come and rush me, because don't rush me, just hold on, we'll take it one step at a time. So yes,
okay, so somebody also mentioned something. She's like, you guys did not talk about colleges. So what the news says is that it's only people that are doing masters and PhD that can apply for spousal open work permit. So if you are doing postgraduate diploma, postgraduate certificate, your spouse cannot get spousal open work permit. That's what it means.
And also, when you're applying to a school, and I'm going to use a school called University Canada West as an example. It's a private college. It's not a public funded school.
Oh, yeah, because it's about private schools.
Yeah, you also need to watch, because now they're really being strict on private schools, because many of the issues we've had concerning admissions and all that, like the 700 Indian students that lost their admission, they are actually from private schools. So they are really clamping down on private schools and focusing more on public schools. And even those public schools don't even have enough allocations. So even if your school has a name like University Canada West, for example, it is a private school. It is not a publicly funded school. So you have to also check those things when you're completing your application. For the spousal open work permit, if you're doing a master's program or if you're doing a PhD, yes, your spouse is still eligible. If you're doing a postgraduate diploma, a postgraduate certificate, an undergraduate, like whatever you're doing that is not a master's program or a PhD, you are no longer eligible for the spousal open work permit starting September 1st, 2024.
Okay.
So that
okay, so guys, you have heard the news. Now let's talk about your question. Somebody say, what about Conestoga? Conestoga only offers postgraduate diploma and postgraduate certificate, so your spouse will not be eligible.
Eligible, yes.
So let's take the questions. If I choose to apply to study in Saskatchewan and relocate with my 6-year-old, does it affect my chances? Does it affect children, right?
No, it doesn't affect children, only spouses. A spousal open work permit. So for someone in that situation, if you're coming with your child at the same time, that is fine. The University of Manitoba is fine. It's a publicly funded school, but it has to be a master's degree. So even if you're going to a University of Manitoba and you're doing an undergraduate degree, the spousal open work permit policy also impacts you.
Okay.
Right? So it's not just the school, it's the school as well as the program that you're taking in the school. So if you're coming with your child, it doesn't impact you because your child is going, probably would apply for a study permit with you, right? But about spousal open work permits, the University of Regina is not affected. Yes, Conestoga is a publicly funded college. Memorial University is not a private school.
Okay, let me read the next question. My wife has admission for September 2024 and we're about paying school fees already. Does this affect me too? You did not tell us what school your wife is going to. Again, we had already said a master's, PhD. Is your wife going to do a master's degree? If she's going to do a master's degree, then it will not affect you. You can still apply for spousal open work permit as long as she's doing a master's degree in a public university.
Yeah.
I am already in Canada with my wife. Will this new update affect her spousal open work permit renewal? Because her current status will expire in June.
Okay, so for spousal open work permit renewals, there's no policy about that yet, and that is a question everybody's asking. That for those that already have spousal open work permits, like what happens to their extensions? We're hoping that they would honor that grandfathered kind of plan and just go ahead with you and allow you to extend. We're hoping that it is just new applications that they're talking about. But again, with immigration, there are just changes every day, and yeah, it's just what it is. There's no news about that yet, so just put your ears down for the news, and let's see what they would say concerning those that already have a spousal open work permit and their extensions.
Okay, this question is similar. My husband is already in Canada and yet to apply for us. What is our fate?
So if your husband is already in Canada and you're already enrolled in school, just go ahead and apply for your spousal open work permit. Like, you don't have to wait until September. Like, even if he has a visitor's visa, you can just go ahead and apply for a spousal open work permit. Remember that this is going to last for 2 years, 2024 and 2025. So
and we don't even know what will happen after 2025. Exactly.
We don't know, but again, it means that people will begin to explore other options of how to immigrate into the country.
Yeah. What about one with a 1-year program and wants to do a 2-year program by September 2024? Will they be able to renew their study permit until the duration of the 2-year program that will end in 2020?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can renew your study permits. We're talking about spousal open work permits right now for September 1st.
No, I think the person also worried that what if by the time she's applying, like the course has filled up, it has reached the cap?
Like, wait, the person is already
in the country in Canada, but wants to now apply for a second program.
So whatever school that you are in, I believe that your school should give you priority first. So begin to talk to them now that, you know what, instead of waiting, just go ahead and apply for that program now. You can keep your admission letter and update it. So just go ahead and apply for that program now. Like, you don't have to wait, because it's what it is, right? If it's filled, it's filled. There's nothing they can do. You can't even defer. So even all those that deferred their admission, schools might even begin to consider them first, right? Before they'll begin to take have intakes for new students as well. So you might even see that when you go on a school's website and you complete an application, they'll tell you that it is full.
Yeah. Okay. For those of us in college, do we still get our 3 years PGWP after 2 years course? So the PGWP aspect only affects the private colleges, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're in a public college, does it affect
you?
No,
it doesn't affect you. You still get your postgraduate work permit.
I gained admission for September and I just started my application. Can I still apply for open work permit for my spouse? All these questions are related.
Yes, because as long as you're completing your application before September 1st, yes, you can still go ahead and apply for a spousal open work permit.
The thing I read is where it said in the next few weeks and in that news.
That's why I said you should watch out for the dates, right? It says January January 22nd, one says March 31st. The thing says in the next few weeks. But one thing with immigration is that when they say something, just know that already it is being implemented. What you can do when you're completing your application is that you can take a snippet of the website where it says September 1st and just add it that you are applying before this deadline that they quoted on the website saying September 1st. Because and that's true. He said in the next couple of weeks. Next couple of weeks could be next week. It could be 2 weeks time. It could be, but people are holding on to that date where they said September 1st. So it's just what it is at this point. Yeah, well, somebody's asking, can I still apply for a visa with a private college? I would say no, because yeah, like what's the point? Even when you apply to a private college, you don't get a postgraduate work permit. So
yeah, so don't waste your time. Yeah,
point, like don't waste your money.
yeah. Visa
Okay,
was
someone
already
is saying
given.
to explain a provincial attestation. Okay, so the provincial attestation has to do with a situation where you get your admission. Okay, so 360,000 students in the whole country. Every province has, it's actually even lower than 36,000, because now you have to think of the territories. There are 13 in all, right? The provinces and the territories, there are 13 in all. So when a province has, we're just using this as an example, they have 36,000 students. The province would allocate a certain number of students to a particular school. When the students get a letter of admission, the school, it would stop it. It would be a relation between the province and the school. So the school will be like, okay, we've given these students admission, or we've given them, which will be backed by a letter from the province saying that, okay, yes, this student or this school has the authorization to give a certain number of students admission, and this student that has gotten this LOA is one of them. So now we're beginning to see multiple steps in the process, because now, say for example, you use a dummy agent in Nigeria to get uh, uh, your admission. If that agent is not able to get you an attestation from the school, then you've just wasted your money, you've wasted your time. So there are now multiple layers to the process. It's not only one-way street where you can just go and get admission, where anybody can get admission. There are now layers of layers going on in the process of the study permit application process.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys heard that. Let me see the next question. Let me see. I'm reading. No, okay. We'll answer that one. I'm looking to relocate for an MSc program, either in Canada or in New Zealand. Oh, we're not talking about scholarships right now. But yes, there are scholarships. You can go and click the link in my bio to watch the free study abroad webinar. Explain in a nutshell what the cap is and how it will affect future and existing students. So we explained it from the beginning. We're going to repost this live session. You can rewatch it, okay?
I don't know if anybody has tried to apply to a school in Quebec. When you apply to a school in Quebec, there's a provincial documentation that they give to you. So this is also similar to that. You get that documentation from your province that, okay, this school is licensed to give you admission, and they are aware and all that. So it's just similar to that certificate of qualification that you get if you're applying to a school in Quebec. So it's almost something similar to that.
Okay. Okay, I see you guys putting your questions here. So a lot of you are asking if this school is a public college or a private college or whatever. if you, when you go on the school's website, you're going to see that if it's public, if it's private, it's going to be stated there on the school website. So go there and check the school website. You'll see if the school that you're attempting to apply to is a public college or a private college. Okay. So just so that you don't waste your time or waste your money going to a place that after you finish studying, you have to go back home.
Somebody is asking, is PEI a public school? So PEI is a province, Prince Edward Island. So what school in PEI are you going? PEI is a very small province. I think they have only 2 or 3 schools. So you need to know the school that you're going in PEI. So PEI itself is not a school. It's a province, just like Lagos is a state and Unilag is a school in Lagos State. So the same way, PEI is a province, then there are schools in that province. For the person that asked, I think Miriam, if she can come with her children to the University of Regina to do a postgraduate program, yes, you're okay to do that. And if you're applying now, if you wanted to apply for your spouse as well, you're okay to do that.
Okay. Somebody, person is asking for University of PEI. University of PEI is a public college.
But also know that the 360,000 is not just Nigerian students. In Africa alone, Ghana, Africa.
Yeah, a lot of applications from African students alone.
So that is a very limited number compared to the number of people that actually apply for study visas and for admission. So even getting admission alone is now like a huge first step.
Yeah.
Right. We're not even talking about the visa now, because if you're I'm not sure if you guys heard about New Brunswick Community College. You see how they canceled the admission of all their students late last year. I think many schools would have to do that, because schools have students on wait list. They have students that have deferred their admission to the next term or to the next year. So they need to begin to look into that. If you are going to Sheridan College, as long as you're applying before the deadline, yes, you can still apply for a spousal open work permit for your spouse.
Okay. I got study permit for April 2024. Can my husband apply for open work permit now? Your husband can apply for open work permit now. This is what we have said. If you are planning to apply, if you were planning to apply, have not applied, just put in your application now. But make sure that you have the requirements, you have the proof of funds and whatnot. Because if you don't meet the requirements, they are going to deny your visa. So make sure that you have everything to show to support your visa, so that you can get your visa approved. Don't waste your time and go and put anyhow applications and get denied.
So somebody is asking, is Canada West? So Canada West, yes, they offer the postgraduate work permit, but it is still a private college. Not all private colleges offer postgraduate work permit. But if you read the news, it's now saying that every private college that has a license, a curriculum license, so they're licensed to teach you the same thing that public schools would teach you, they're looking into that as well. We've said that before. The 360 is every year. So 360 in 2024, 360 in 2025. Conestoga College is not a private college. If you've applied already, no, it's not going to impact you.
Okay.
University is a publicly funded college.
Yeah. Like, you guys need to learn how to check for these things, because
just go on their website.
Go on the website and check. You know, we'll not be here because you probably look at a few schools, and we'll not be here to tell you if it's public or private, right? So you need to check the website. The information is there. What about people in Canada? Does it mean their spouse won't be able to apply for open work permit from Nigeria? Just apply now.
Apply now. Yeah, don't wait. Just go ahead and apply now.
I got a visa already. I'm supposed to resume in September. Like, you're so early. I like people that are early, you know. But in January, you already have your visa for September. Excellent. Yeah. I didn't include my spouse in the application because I just got married. Can I apply now? Yeah, we answered that question. Yes, you can apply now.
So I see people asking about different schools: Fanshawe College, Conestoga, Sheridan College, Concordia University. Majority of these schools are publicly funded schools, but just do your own homework, do your own research by going on their website, Cape Breton, all of them. Just go on their website and and just check if they are public or they are private schools.
Okay. Okay, it looks like we've taken all the questions because the questions that are coming in now they are repetitions. So, yeah, I guess we can just conclude. Let's just conclude. Do remind them what the cap is, and then we can call it a day. There's no need to sleep here. So that.
Okay, so so a recap is that there's now a cap to, like, a cap means a limit to the number of international students that Canada would take every year. So in 2024, there are 360,000, and that is for the whole world, for every student coming from every part of the world. In 2025, it's going to be the same thing. And for spousal open work permits, they said a couple of weeks. They also said September 1st. You would see a cap there where only international students that are doing either their master's or their postgraduate work, or their
PhD.
or their PhD. Sorry, master students or those that are doing their PhD would be the ones that would be able to apply for a spousal open work permit for their spouse. So we're just saying that if you're in the process, go ahead and get what you need to do done before time is ticking, before everything changes again. Because now what would happen is, if they begin to see an influx of people applying for spousal open work permits, they could change that date, right? They could bring,
Yeah.
you can imagine how many Chinese people we have, how many Indians, how many people from Pakistan, how many people from South Africa, from Ghana. So it's every country of the world. So yeah, so that is basically a summary of what everything is. Somebody was asking if the attestation letter would be given by the school or the province. The attestation letter is from the province, is not from the school.
Okay. Okay, guys, you guys have heard it all. I think that we have said everything. If you don't just
There's somebody, Ade Idami, that says you've not answered mine. What was your question?
I don't know what his question was. The questions that I skipped are questions that we have perhaps answered before, and people asking the same thing again. So I just skip them. So, if you feel like your question is not answered, it's because we have answered it before. So I'm going to repost this live session. You can rewatch it, and you would see. I can't even find these questions. You can rewatch the video, and then you would see that your answer is like your question has already been answered, because we've answered a lot of questions here. Okay.
Someone was asking, can we submit our study permit application without the attestation letter? I would strongly recommend that you don't, because it says it there that if there's no attestation letter, your visa would be refused. So why would you want to risk getting a visa refusal because you don't want to wait to get the attestation letter? How do you get attestation letter from the province? That has not been said yet. We don't know yet. Every province will probably have its own ways of getting it done. So it depends on your province, on the school, on the province that your school is in. Again, the same thing I just said it now, that it depends on the province. We don't know yet. Every province is now a king to his own rules, right? So it depends on the school and the province where you're going.
Okay. If your medical is updated, does it mean approval is sure? I've never heard that before. So yeah, that's what the person is asking. Like, if your medical is updated, that's their damn question. If your medical is updated,
Well,
does it mean your approval is sure?
medicals, if you've received information that your medicals was successful, then there's a 90% chance that yes, you would get the visa, except something else comes up.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Guys, so please, I'm going to repost this live session. You can go back to watch everything that we have talked about, how the cap, who it affects, how it affects you, what you can do now, why you should take action now. And I'm going to say this again. When it comes to immigration, see, you need to act fast. Sometimes they bring up policies just to test the system.
Yeah.
And people that act fast, people that enter fast, it's easy for them because they're still in the testing phase. Those ones will easily go before they will now learn from those ones, and then they will tighten the process. So this is why I tell you guys, anything regarding immigration, don't wait. Just like take action fast. Now you have seen news flying left, right, center. You want to take action. If you were thinking before, now it's time to take action. If you were still planning, sometimes some of you are held, like they call it paralysis, like you are planning and you are paralyzed with your planning. Some people will plan for 10 years, they will not take action. At the end of the day, it's easy to have an idea, but the people that win are the people that take action. So you want to make sure that you are taking action every day. So now is the time. Don't delay anymore. Go ahead, go and begin to do the thing. You don't want it to get to your turn. It can't be as if it's when it's my turn that they close the door. Some people say, when it's my turn, that's when something will happen. No, it's not when it's your turn, because you're not taking action. If there's nobody's chasing you because you're not taking action. Go and take action now. If you don't know where to start from, especially if you're trying to apply for admission, funding, or anything, go and click the link in my bio. If you need help, like Angela offers consultation, she can answer your questions, she can represent you on your visa application, like she's licensed to represent you on your visa application. Whatever it is, like you can send her a message, you can send me a message and I will link you up with her. Okay, so if your visa has been denied before and you don't know how to proceed from there, you can get help as well. So just send a message and we're here for you. Okay, you guys go and take action today. Good luck. Thank you so much, Angela, for joining us at short notice.